For years, I thrived in the high-pressure business world, but the workaholic life finally caught up with me. I was 35, very overweight, in chronic pain with severe mobility issues, terrible diet, no exercise. My health was a complete wreck. Then I went to a gentle yoga class and felt truly relaxed. The stress just melted away. I went from a size 18 to a size 8. I stopped getting sick. Pain disappeared. I learned to open my heart and I felt happy for the first time in years. So I said goodbye to the business world and started teaching. Yoga doesn't have to be strenuous. The easiest movements can trigger major release of chronic symptoms, no matter your age.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hello, I'm Deborah Devine. Welcome to Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. That was me in the opening video. I had lots of real problems, but found a solution to them in gentle yoga. My unhealthy lifestyle was affecting my core strength, and that was putting stress on my back and my posture. For Zoomers, gravity can cause shrinking in the midsection, making us weaker and disconnecting the upper body from the lower body. So I've chosen a simple yoga series that will bring greater stability to this area and help us to climb stairs, carry the groceries, and play our favorite sports. You don't need to be fit, young, or flexible to benefit from these easy poses. We'll start with a relaxing warm-up that releases tension in the belly. Then we'll relieve our overworked spines and strengthen the whole area. Our warm down will then introduce a healing heat in the core. Don't let the simplicity of these poses fool you. You'll be building strength the whole time, whether you do the entire series or just one or two poses if you're busy. Let's start the healing. Joining me today, Dory and Helen, who are both looking for yoga solutions to help bring more stability and strength into the core. Let's begin with a wonderful warm-up in a constructive rest position. We'll just come down onto the mat, using the arms to support you as you come down. The feet are about hip-width apart, knees are bent. The arms are maybe out about 45 degrees, giving the ribs lots of room. Heels out, toes in, and then we'll begin to exhale the knees down to one side, and the head moves into the opposite direction. And then we come back to center on the in-breath, moving the knees in the opposite direction on the out-breath, coming back to center on the in-breath. And then just rocking back and forth a few times here and feeling the whole area of the belly start to release. This warm-up is so important for the core because we already have layers of tension in the muscles and connective tissue. And if we want to strengthen, we need to relax first and then begin to tone from that relaxed state. Moving in this way is helping to release a lot of built-up tension out of the low back, out of the back of the head. And when we release tension here, the belly responds. The diaphragm responds. Now the diaphragm is able to move down a little bit more, bringing more oxygen into the belly, and it's able to move up a little bit more strongly, letting us exhale more completely and move out all of that carbon dioxide and other toxins. Now we're going to bring the knees back to center, and we'll just place our hands on the belly, right around the navel. Bring the shoulder blades down the back and in towards the heart and broaden through the collarbones. We're going to use a really wonderful breath called the Bellows breath. This is the breath of fire. We're using this bellows action to bring more oxygen into the belly. The third chakra is the chakra associated with fire. We have our digestive fires here. So we're going to begin to breathe really quickly, like a dog panting. And then when you run out of steam, you stop, you recover, and then begin again, getting the fires of the belly churned up. Wonderful. Please continue to enjoy either this constructive rest and rocking position or the bellows breath, and we'll be back in just a few moments to work a little bit more strongly with the core.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. For more yoga, go to onetv.ca/healing-yoga. Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hi, my name is Dory, and approximately 8 years ago I decided that I wanted to complete a 5K run. And I heard there was a group that did yoga and running, and the idea was to increase core strength. And my motivation was to complete this run. To increase the core strength, yoga practice before a run was really helpful. And I was able to complete a 5K run by increasing the strength of my core.
Welcome back. Today we're working on building strength in the core. And Dory, it was so amazing that you were able to pick up running in your later years. And what I find so fascinating is that when we work with core strength, we're also able to enjoy all kinds of other benefits. Things like lifting our grandchildren, lifting groceries, golfing, tennis, all kinds of other activities benefit from those activities that we're doing here in our yoga practice. And now that we have relaxed the belly, we're going to create some space and work a little bit deeper into the next layer of the core. Let's come into Tadasana, the mountain pose, with the feet about hip width apart or maybe wider, heels out, toes in, and then just bring yourself back onto the heels. Feel the quadriceps activate and feel yourself standing tall. Next in-breath that comes along, take your arms out and up, reach them up to the sky, lifting the ribs off of the pelvis, and then just begin to tilt over to the left as you ground your right foot. Feel this wonderful opening that's happening on the right side of the hip. Take a couple of long, slow, smooth, and complete in and out breaths, grounding through the right side and just opening up gently through the side of the waist. Feel the ribs opening out and up, complete the exhalation, feel the belly come to the front spine, and then we'll inhale and come back to center, releasing the arms down. And then another inhalation comes along. We rise the arms up, reaching, and then pressing down into the left foot, leaning over to the right. Again, creating space in the waist, opening up all of the muscles of the ribs. Long, slow, smooth in-breath. Long, slow, smooth, and complete out-breath. Grounding through this left foot. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands come down. Now we'll be coming into cow-cat variations. So we come into table pose, hands and knees. And the cow, the sacred cow, is taking the sit bones up to the sky and dropping the spine down, lifting the gaze, and then exhaling, take the sit bones and tailbone down, arching the back up like a Halloween cat, and then exhaling into cow and inhaling into cat. We do a couple of these just to create a little bit of extension in the spine. We're trying to loosen up the discs of the low back in particular, and we're also getting some wonderful action through the ribs as well. We'll come back to a neutral spine, and then we'll take the left knee forward and the right hand forward. Left hand comes onto the sacrum, that large bone at the bottom of the spine. We just draw the sit bones down a little bit. Feel the belly come up to the front of the spine. Exhale completely. And then we'll inhale and press down into the fingers and rotate the heart to the right, giving a nice twist into the low back, into the belly. We're going to take a few breaths, wringing things out here. If you feel ambitious, perhaps you'd like to stack your arms. So the left arm comes up, pressing down into the base of the index finger. And then left hand comes back down. Again, the other side, rotating. And this rotating action is getting deep into the muscles of the belly, rotating everything, all of the belly organs, all of the lymphatic tissues, all of the muscles on the belly, the front of the spine, surrounding the spine, the whole girdle of the midsection. Wonderful. We'll come back to table pose, and we're going to work a little bit more deeply and strongly now with the psoas muscles and the glutes. So we are going to take an exhalation and bring the knee, the left knee, in towards the belly, tuck the chin down, and then we'll inhale and extend the leg, and then give the knee a circle, and then drop the knee down. Other side. Exhaling the right knee in, dropping the chin down towards the chest, inhaling, lengthening the right leg, and then bending the knee and giving it a circle. Coming back, switch over to the opposite side. Exhaling the left knee in, dropping the chin, Inhaling and extending the leg, giving the knee a circle. These crunches are very effective. When we engage the leg, we're actually accessing the psoas muscle, which lies on the front of the low back where the ribs attach. It moves down into the pelvic bowl and attaches onto the inner thigh. That muscle needs to be strengthened. We've released it and relaxed it in the first part of the practice, and now we're starting to build some strength. When we add the legs into the exercise, we're really creating a lot more integration with the legs, the pelvis, and the spine. Please continue to enjoy these crunches, and we'll be back in just a few moments to work a little bit more strongly with the core.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. For more yoga, go to onetv.ca/healing-yoga. Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
The core strength has increased my basic flexibility. Yoga has helped me, I believe, be a better sleeper. I feel happy. I believe it's been very beneficial to me.
Welcome back. We've been working with core strength in this practice. And earlier we were releasing and relaxing the belly. Then we were making some space. And then we were getting a little bit stronger into the deeper layers. And now we're going really deep. We're going to be building some more heat, building some strength deep into the psoas muscles in boat pose. So we'll come on to the sit bones with the knees bent. And it's important to move the flesh out of the way so that we're sitting right on the front part of the sit bones. You can take your hands behind the creases of the knees and just begin to lean back. Now, if you're happy here and you feel like this is where you should be for the pose, this is your boat pose. If you feel ambitious, you can bring your feet a little bit closer to your bum. Maybe one leg comes up. Feel what's going on deep inside the pelvis, deep inside those core muscles. That foot comes down, we'll go into the opposite foot, lifting that foot. Now, maybe this is the variation that you'd like to be working with boat pose. And if you feel strong and stable and balanced, maybe you'd like to come back, lean back, and go more into a half boat position. And this is a great example Dory is giving us of the half boat. Now, Helen is going to go into the full boat pose. Long, slow, smooth in breaths. Long, slow, smooth, and complete out breaths. Everything in the midsection is coming into the center, and we're squeezing, building strength, building fires, building heat. And when you're ready to come out, take your feet down to the ground, hold on to your knees, take a few breaths, and recover. You can take as many of these variations and repetitions as you feel comfortable with. So we'll come on to our hands and knees. And if you've got any wrist or hand injuries, you can always come down onto your elbows. Dory's going to be demonstrating that variation. So we spread the fingers nice and wide and press down into the base of the index fingers and the thumbs. And we begin to draw ourselves forward until we feel something going on deep underneath the belly organs. And this will be your version of plank if this is all you'd like to do today. If you'd like to ramp things up and make it a little bit more challenging, we extend the legs one at a time and stand on the toe pads. That will get the fires going. We're going to press back with the heels, press down with the hands, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the glutes together, broaden through the collarbones, long, slow, smooth in breaths, long, slow, smooth, and complete out breaths. Now, you can always come back to your knees anytime that you feel like you need a rest. If you want to shift things up and try going with the elbows down, that will also be very challenging. When you're ready to come out, place your knees on the floor, come back. We'll take a couple of cows and cats just to release that. And then we're going to be coming into some yoga crunches. So we come back onto the back. And we take the knees up one at a time. Now, if you've got low back issues, you can stay here and just lift your heart up to the sky. That will be good. You could also leave your feet on the ground. That'll be a little bit easier, just lifting your heart up to the sky. If you'd like to go a little bit more challenging, take your legs a little bit wider. Knees are apart. The toes are engaged in dorsiflexion. We're trying to get the shins to be parallel to the ground. And then, on the out-breath, lifting the heart. Maybe you'd like to have your hands beside your ears. We're exhaling as we come up, inhaling and coming down. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, you can lift your arms and come through. If you'd like to make it even more challenging, let your arms reach back on the in-breath and then exhale and come through. But we're lifting the heart up. Wonderful. Please continue any of these challenging variations. After we come back from the break, we'll be warming down and getting ready for Tranquility Pose.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems. For more yoga, go to onetv.ca/healing-yoga. Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Proper posture is a good way to increase core strength. When standing, use Tadasana, the mountain pose, lifting through the front spine. When performing simple daily tasks like lifting or climbing stairs, remember to contract your core muscles.
Welcome back. We've been working with the core. We first relaxed and released the belly, then we created space, then we got into a couple of layers, building heat as we went along. And now we're going to be going into the deepest part of the core with this next sequence of breath and movement. We are working not just with the abdominal wall and the muscles associated with the outside of the belly, we're working deep underneath and we're accessing our subtle energies as well, the digestive fires here. Let's come to feet wider apart on the mat. We're going to work with Mula Bandha, the root lock, which is a lifting up of the perineum, the very bottom of the pelvis, the pelvic floor. So we exhale and feel that perineum rising up. And then we inhale and see if we can keep the perineum high, keep that Mula Bandha lifting. And then another out-breath comes along and we continue to lift the perineum, keeping that Mula Bandha strong. Now, if you lose it, you just come back whenever you're ready. And then once we've got a couple of Mula Bandhas under our belt, now we're going to exhale completely, feel that the belly is completely empty of breath, and then retain that exhalation and bring the belly organs back towards the front spine and lift them up. Try to lift them up underneath the ribs. And then the in-breath feels wonderful. And now we're going to engage Mula Bandha, the root lift, and Uddiyana Bandha, and then we're going to keep that retention of the exhalation and move the abdominal wall back and forth so that we can get a wonderful fire going deep inside the belly. So let's begin. Exhaling. Mula Bandha engaging. Exhale completely, and then belly organs come back, flying upward into the bottom of the ribs, and then moving the abdominal wall back and forth. In breath. And then in breath, walking the hands up to the tops of the thighs. And now we'll come down into Savasana for our final tranquility pose. We'll let the legs come apart, and then we'll just give the legs a bit of an inner spiral. Knees coming in, toes coming in, and then we'll just let them flop out. So we just create a little bit more space in the SI joints. The shoulder blades come down one at a time, and they come in towards the heart as well. So we're opening up through the collarbones, giving the upper part of the lungs lots of room to breathe. Arms coming out away from the hips, and we'll just feel ourselves grounding here. A long, slow, smooth in-breath, and a long, slow, smooth, and complete out-breath. Feel yourself getting wider and flatter. We've really worked a lot with the core today. The outer part of the belly muscles, the deep belly muscles on the front of the spine. We've also worked the glutes and the legs. All of these things are going to help us integrate the power that we have in our lower body and our upper body. Bring your awareness to the belly. This is the home of the third chakra, the Manipura chakra, the city of shining jewels and fiery gems. This is the area where we are creating fire for digestion. We're also digesting emotions and experiences and transforming them into wisdom. When we work with the core, we're accessing our gut feelings, our gut instincts. There are millions and millions of brain cells deep in the belly. Take a long, slow, smooth in-breath into the belly, breathing in light and spaciousness, exhaling tension, exhaling holding. Please continue to enjoy Savasana for at least 15 minutes. And we'll see you again next time on Healing Yoga. Namaste.